Përshëndetje dhe faleminderit që keni ardhur sot. Ne fillojmë sot një seri seminaresh, ose le t'i quajmë edhe trajnime, në fushën e advertising, do ta thoshim në anglisht, sepse fjalë në shqip akoma s'është gjetur, po s'është vetëm reklama faktikisht, keq kuptohet. Ajo që ne do të bëjmë është do të bashkëpunojmë me kompani të ndryshme, duke filluar nga agjencitë e marketingut, për të kuptuar se si funksionojnë ato, cilat janë proceset, cilat janë strukturat dhe cilat janë profesionet, sepse ju këtu jeni për të marrë një profesion. Cilat janë profesionet të cilat nesër juve mund t'i përdorni. Për këtë arsye sot kemi ftuar përfaqësues nga Agjensia McCann Tirana, që është pjesë e grupit ndërkombëtar McCann Erickson. Suela Shtylla është administratore e agjencisë, kurse zoti Ivica Spasovski, më fal, është drejtori kreativ i agjencisë. Të dy do të flasim pak për agjencinë, pastaj do të kalojmë në pjesën e kreativitetit. Sot do të flasim për kreativitetin. Është një gjë sa e bukur, aq edhe e vështirë. Të gjithë e kujtojnë thjesht, po më besoni është e vështirë. Duhet kesh pasion që ta bësh. Po s'pate pasion, askush nuk mund të jetë kreativ. Por me dëshirë, pasion dhe këmbgulje të gjithë mund të jenë kreativ. Unë nuk po e zgjat shumë, por për arsyet tona të brendshme dua t'ju njoftoj që pjesëmarrësit në këtë seri seminaresh, ata që marrin pjesë në një numër të caktuar, minimumi 7, në fund do të pajisen edhe me një certifikat që ju mund ta përdorni pastaj në CV-t tuaja. Po ja kaloj fjalën në zonjën Suela Shtylla për të vazhduar më tej me zotin Ivica Spasovski.
Okej. Përshëndetje. Si shtajt lira, unë quhem Suela dhe përfaqësojmë agjencinë McCann Tirana. Jemi këtu sot t'ju themi disa fjalë rreth agjencisë, por çfarë është më e rëndësishme, si funksionojmë dhe çfarë bëjmë ne brenda një agjencie. Besoj se do jetë me interes për ju. U organizua ky takim në mënyrë shumë spontane. Mund t'ju them pak fjalë, unë e drejtoj këtë agjenci që nga hapja e saj në Shqipëri. Është një le të themi është një kompani internacionale e cila është prezente në gjithë botën, mbi 100 vjet kompani, e cila është hapur në Shqipëri në 2009 dhe funksionon me shërbime të plota të marketingut në nevojë të klientëve dhe nevojave të tyre.
Full service shop means that you get as a client everything that you need in order for your product to be properly advertised, whether with an ATL or BTL communication, TV spot or promotions or whatever. Meaning that you don't have to worry for anything. You come to the agency and you get the service. You recognize the names. We work for Coca-Cola, we work for Alp Telecom, we work for JTI, for Carrefour, and plenty of other really high-profile clients which are requiring a good service. What is the thing that we did here? Carrefour wanted to be present on the Albanian market. They needed a platform in order to advertise themselves. So the agency came up with a strategy and with a positioning, shopping like it should be. And that's the slogan. Coming with the slogan, then we've developed a TVC communication and all the other accompanying material for order for Carrefour to launch in Albania and now to be a recognizable brand. That is what McCann did. When you launch the campaign, you don't only go with a TV spot. You need to have the other way of communication, which is outdoor, billboards, city lights and whatever, and then you have to reach the consumer into the point of sale, as we call it, into the supermarkets and whenever the product is present. As the advertising agency in its core, we have the creative services, meaning that whenever we have a chance to create a brand ID or a corporate identity and name, we embrace the opportunity, and this is a flower shop. So this is our take on how we develop a brand identity for a flower shop. What we do other is for Coca-Cola. For everything you see onto the markets done with the logo of Coca-Cola is done by McCann. So we do packaging, we do the communication. Whenever there is an event that needs to be organized, like the celebration of 20 years in Shqipëri, we were there to help with the execution. and for all the brands that are under the cap of Coca-Cola. Promotional material for German embassy. This is a pitch that we want, the logo for the Human Rights Council. And we come to the bit that probably is most interesting for this lecture. How does the agency work? We exist because of the need for the product from the client to reach the end consumer.
You can have a microphone in your head if you want to.
It's okay. I'm fine here, I think. So basically, we are the link between the product and the consumer. The client, let's say, needs to sell the product to the consumer. How does that product reach to the consumer is the communication that the agency develops. Meaning that you have the brief and the request from the client. I don't know, I have, let's say, Delico. I'm producing a jam that is a handmade, and I need to have a developed communication that will show that my jam is handmade, it's delicate, it's nicely done, it's Albanian, and I need the agency to figure out how to do that. So the brief from the client comes to the agency, into the account management. The account management distills that. So the brief comes to the agency, which says, I want to sell this product to that target audience. My target audience is, let's say, general public between 18 and 45, or I don't know, we define it women between 20 and 30 or something like that. So we know exactly who are we addressing. That is being summarized into a creative brief that comes to the creative department, and that's the part where the fun begins. Because the core of the business in advertising agency is the creative product. If the clients could do it from themselves, they would do it for themselves. That's why the agency comes at hand. So the creative department takes the brief, and there comes the process as we call brainstorming. Meaning that we collect the creative into the agency, we sit down, and when we have the brief, we do something as shooting ideas and brainstorming. Everybody needs to give an idea about how the product would be, how the communication could be solved. Meaning that, I don't know, you sit on a table and you develop sketches of how it can be done. Those sketches are called storyboards. That can look something like this. So we are not talking about final product, we are talking about ideas. Everybody can have an idea, so we collect the ideas, and those ideas later on need to have a structure and to be put as a creative concept. That is the position of the creative director, because you can collect maybe 30 or 40 ideas on one brainstorming, but none of them, not all of them can be as good as required. You need to find which is the idea that sells, which is the idea that reaches the audience. That's why from that, let's say, controlled mess of the brainstorming, the creative director decides which is the idea that sells, and then we come to the creative concept, which can take shape something like this. From this we call a creative concept, we come to this. So, and then finally to a presentational board, which we go to the client. So this is the simplified, this is the process. It's simply looking on the screen, but it's really intensive and stressed to come from sketch, then to find which is the right way to go, define it, and then to come to this. Because coming to this, it's a process which employs outsourcing, film, photographers, talent and whatnot. The agency is the link to get them together. Once we get to the final stage of presenting, which we call a case board, we go to the client and we present this to the client. If that gets approved, that means that our job is done, and then we can continue with the execution of the material. That's the responsibility of the creative director, to mold the communication. Then you have the art director. Art director is somebody who decides who shapes the product. So let's say we need to develop a poster for something, and then there's the art director who says, okay, on this poster we will use illustration, or we will use photography, or if we use photography it will be black and white, or it will be color, or it will be this and that. So basically he directs the art, what comes as a visual communication. Copywriter is somebody who thinks about the texts that goes into the communication, meaning that as the art director is talented with the visual aspect, you need somebody who is talented with the words, because not everybody can be as fluid and well spoken as anybody. So the copywriters are the one who comes up with the headlines, with the slogans, with the text that goes into the ad, because some text you want to read, some text you just flip the page. That's how good the copywriter is or not. And then you have the designers, somebody who puts everything that we talk here, they put it in some format, so you see it as a print ad, so you see it as a poster, or whatever else communication. So this is the general structure of a creative department. Into it you can have other positions like directors, like photographers or whatnot, but that's really niche. The general is this. So either good with words and clever, you can say the funny, catchy stuff, you're good with visuals, or you're good with the software, Adobe, Photoshop, Illustrator, blah, 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 and stuff like that. And somebody who takes responsibility if you take the campaign good or not. So that's the structure.
Thank you.
So let's say you would start from the beginning, you had no clients. What strategies you would use to get the clients to yourself, so to get them by your advertisements and everything?
You decide to go out tonight and you want to meet the person that's your soulmate. What strategy do you use in order to meet the person when you go into a bar? Or wherever. You put on the best makeup, the best smile, best attitude, you approach and you say, I'm the one. Sorry, I was trying to be funny, but more or less that is the the project with the cortege was proactive project, for instance. We had a problem that we were encountering every day, that's the traffic. And we said, let's do something about it. And then you put the best, as I said, makeup or whatever, you do a concept, and then you go and say, listen, this is the idea that it can do something. And you get the girl. Or the guy.
How efficient is the usage of celebrities in the marketing? In Albania or in other countries, generally?
Celebrities are always a magnet and usually celebrities are used, well, usually the teenage audience reacts well to celebrities. For instance, if you see the Pepsi advertisements, they're all with celebrities. How they work in Albania, you can judge probably by the latest Jata campaign.
Jata. It depends on the celebrity, as Ivica said. You know, we have lots of cases. So in Albania, we also use celebrities, but it's not like a must. In the case of Ivana Jata, which is a very positive image, it's connected to the music platform. For the brand that is using it as a celebrity, it's quite a very good choice.
Usually, you know, every brand is a personality. It has a personality. It's either a young brand for the teenage, or either a more mature man for the, you know, the ones they want quality or I don't know what. So every brand has a personality, and that personality is seen by the communication. And then if you find a celebrity that fits that, why not use it? Because the celebrity as a celebrity has a lot of followers. And then your message is louder if you incorporate it into the general communication. That's why it works. If you just put celebrity for the sake of having a celebrity to say, buy this, maybe, maybe not. It has to be, if you're using celebrity, it has to be into a context of what the brand stands for.
For example, let's take the commercial of Pepsi, as you said, the usage of Beyonce for Pepsi. What's the connection?
It's the music platform. Pepsi is trying to reach with a younger audience with every campaign to recruit new consumers. And what do teenagers want? Music platform. And who's the most, let's say, okay, most, but who's popular? Beyonce. Before that, it was Michael Jackson for Pepsi. Before that, you had Britney Spears in between Michael Jackson and Beyonce.
And
So
they have
that's-
also the football. They have Messi. They have all the communication they have on the global level. It's about celebrities.
I believe we have discussed the main topics. We'll have other seminars like this, and we'll explore more in depth the agency on the other departments has. So I thank our guests today for their presentation and for answering the questions that we had, and I thank you for being here.